because we're going to do some motivation. We're going to do a work session. And so for you guys that don't know, I know Barbie's new, Brittany, we're going to consider you new, girl. She just got married, what, 2 weeks ago?
About a month now.
Oh, okay, forgive me. Okay, I have a binder. This is what worked for me. And in my binder, I have tabs of things to keep my business kind of organized. And I have one that says daily messages. And this is people that I'm sending daily messages to. My goal is to send 25 messages a day. And so I want it like on here, then I'll kind of keep track of who I've messaged. If I'm mailing someone out some samples, which I do that, then I have like a tab that says like mailing list. I have a tab that's for 20s list, a tab that's my hundreds list, potential distributor, keto. So, but you can organize yours how you want. You guys, I've been in the business 6 years, and it took me about 3 years to figure out what works for me, and what works for me may not work for you. That's totally fine. All right, so I am going to quickly, okay, focus. All right, so I was on a call, and we were talking about our company and why does certain network marketing companies, MLMs, direct sales, pyramid schemes, whatever you want to call them, why do some last and some don't? There's many out there in the market that are really great, reputable companies that are just continue to just plug away and they're doing well. And you have to just fall in love with the product, with something. Like it has to resonate with you. And there's 5 factors that make a company successful. And so number 1, they have to hit $1 billion in sales. A lot of companies don't quite make it to $1 billion. Maybe they make several 100 million, but maybe they fizzle out before. So they have to make $1 billion. We are going beyond $1 billion this year. They have to be in business for 20 years. That's usually that threshold of when they are really staying on the map. We've been in business for almost 18 years. They open in Asia. We opened in Asia. They offer new products. We've offered so far 4 new products this year, and we're offering a new one at the end of this week. We're always trying to stay relevant and fresh and offer our customers something that is new for them, that is not necessarily trending, but is going to be helpful for them. We don't want to just be old and stagnant. And then they're debt-free. Our company went debt-free in 2009 and has remained debt-free this entire time. So the income that they make is showing in our compensation plan to be able to pay it to our distributors. Another one of those things is what is the customer to distributor ratio? If there's a company that is mostly just distributors, that's where the pyramid scheme comes in. They're not really offering a product, it's just distributor boxes. We don't do that. We are a ratio of 7 customers to every distributor on average. We offer over 40 different products, and we're in over 23 different countries. So it was really exciting to see that our company is one of those that is those lifer companies, that is strong and going to last the times. Like we've been in the Fortune 500, we've been recognized. So we're based in Florida. They've been recognized in many of the news stations and magazines, direct sales magazines as successful companies. And we're doing it right. So you guys are all still right place, right time. There's only about 150,000 paid distributors worldwide. And I have this little exercise. If you ever come in contact with someone who says, well, it feels like everyone's doing it. Well, think about it. If you were out shopping for a car, let's say you're out shopping for that new Lexus SUV that's so pretty. If you're out shopping for this Lexus SUV, pretty soon that's on your brain and you notice it everywhere you go. If you are wanting to go on vacation, all of a sudden it's on your brain and you start seeing things that pop up because you're more aware of it. So your friends might have a couple friends who are distributors or who used to be. So then they're going to say everyone does because they see it on their news feed. However, if you removed that one layer of friends, you probably wouldn't ever see it. It's just they're too close to the relationship for you to see past the big picture. And so I am going to do a little exercise real quick. I wasn't going in this direction, but I'm going to Google. I'm just going to just say it's easier. Population of Provo, Utah. Okay. In 2016, the population of Provo was 116,000 people. 116,000 people in this city. There's 150,000 paid distributors worldwide. So you have a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of opportunity. It's still not a household name. Not everyone has heard of It Works before. And if they have, they've probably thought, well, it's just the body wraps. Guess what? We have so much more to offer than only the body wraps. My results from the body wraps were fantastic, and that's what got me excited. But our supplements are what keep our customers coming back over and over again. Our supplements are what are getting people healthier and feeling better and having a better daily way of life. Hair, skin, nails has been awesome for me. Our keto products are completely changing the game for many people who have been struggling with weight loss. And our skincare. You guys, I am loving our skincare. Oh my word. I was a direct salesperson for a makeup company that drives the pink car, and I did not do well with that company. They had great products, but now comparing the two, I'm not comparing them biasly because now I'm with It Works, but I love the results I've had from It Works. They've been reversing the signs of aging for me. So off on a little tangent, this week, Friday and Saturday, our company is doing what's called Green Carpet. And that is our semi-annual conference. I'm so sad that I'm missing it. We are missing it because we just barely moved back and I didn't even know where we were going to be. And so I did not reserve my tickets. But they are announcing incentives this weekend, Friday and Saturday. They're announcing new product, and there's going to be people going live. So we'll try to share those in the team page as much as possible. So stay tuned, watch what you can. Don't get overwhelmed, but I want you to add Mark Pentecost if you have not. I'm going to put it in the chat, or Erin, will you do it for me? Add Mark Pentecost or follow. Don't add him as a friend. Just follow on Facebook. Pam Sowder, S-O-W-E-R, Sowder, S-O-W-D-E-R, and Mike Patillo, P-A-T-I-L-L-O. Add those three on Facebook. They are going to be going live, and that's where the announcements, that's where incentives happen, that's where all the big news happens. Okay. I am going to share my screen, and we're going to listen to something. It takes 2 minutes, and so let me do this. Okay.
when I was in the toughest times and I was able to pull myself through, how did I do it? What were some of the elements that made the biggest difference in your life when you did those turnarounds, when you made it through whatever was your toughest times? For me, those toughest times in the very beginning were when I was just a kid and my mom and dad separated, and my mom thought I was on my dad's side, so she kicked me out. She kicked him out already. He moved back east, and I was literally sleeping in my car trying to figure out how to survive. And, homeless, trying to figure out what to do. I had to figure out, what am I going to do to change myself? Because first I was just depressed and overwhelmed, and I felt like there's nothing I could do. I had a similar experience in a different way at a totally different stage of life. In my early 30s, when suddenly I was diagnosed of having a tumor in my brain. And all of a sudden, your whole life becomes total uncertainty. And what do you do to turn things around? Well, at the most fundamental level, I did 5 things. And these are the 5 that I invite you to consider and look at your life to either take yourself to the next level, be able to thrive during these difficult times, or turn yourself around so you can begin to thrive. The first thing I believe you got to do to turn yourself around is really take control of your mind, or specifically, you got to feed and strengthen the mind. The mind is an interesting place, isn't it? I mean, fear can take us over. Uncertainty kind of unleashes all these thoughts that make us start to believe very often that things will always be bad, that we'll never be able to turn it around, or that we don't have the capability. It's just the nature of those inner voices that everybody feels at times. Now, maybe you're not feeling it right now, but I'm sure there are times that you have. So to take control of your focus, what do? Well, I was told all of a sudden I had a tumor, or way back when I'm on my own trying to figure out what to do, I realized that somehow to take control of my mind, I had to feed it. And if I didn't feed my mind, I'd be living on the weeds that came around me. I mean, today, if all you do is, pick up your phone, you've got all kinds of messages that are going to get your full attention, or flip on Google and check out the news, or watch CNN, or whatever it is you do, it's constantly coming at us. One of my first teachers, Jim Rohn, taught me something years ago. He said, Tony, every day you've got to stand guard at the door of your mind. He said, I'll give you a good lesson. He said, think about this. What if your worst enemy in the whole world came and dropped some sugar in your coffee? He said, what would happen to you? I was just a 17-year-old kid just getting started. And I said, what do you mean? I'd have sweet sugar. He said, that's right. He said, what if your best friend, with the best intention in the world, dropped one drop of strychnine in your coffee? I said, I'd be dead. He goes, that's right. So remember, life is both sugar and strychnine, and you better stand guard at your coffee. Stand guard at the door of your mind, because things feed in there and you start to accept them. They start to become beliefs. You start to make up meanings that take over your life. My fastest way of combating that when I was first brand new, just trying to figure out what to do with my life, was to read. And I was poor. I was literally sleeping in my car. So I'm ancient enough to remember when there wasn't an internet, and when I would go to the library. And I would go to that library, and my whole goal was
Okay, so at the very beginning, he was saying that there's 5...
Feed the mind. Feed the mind for at least an hour minimum a day, and sometimes more than that, where I would read somebody's...
So he was saying in the beginning of this, there's 5 steps to taking control of your mind and for mindset. And I want you to go back and listen to that, the whole thing. It's probably 30 minutes long, but it's Tony Robbins and Taking Control of Your Mind. It is the magic of changing your thinking. So I'll include that as well. Hang on. So he talks about feeding your mind. And many of you, I want you guys to either chime in or use the chat. And how many of us battle with the negative thoughts, the negative voices, the negative feelings? It's like, I'm too tired, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not skinny enough, pretty enough, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm too busy, I'm too stressed. We all deal with that at whether we're doing It Works, whether it's in our marriage or our other jobs or our children and parenting. Like, we all deal with this every single day. But he goes on to talk about, we've got to control those thoughts. And the more and more I think about this business, the more I learn about this business and dive into personal development, the more they say, what you think about, you bring about. It is so critical. So I challenge you to feed your mind every single day. And all you need to do is go into YouTube, search TED Talks, search Tony Robbins, Stephen Furtick, Joel Osteen, conference talks, whatever you start thinking of, start feeding your mind with positive, uplifting things that can help you with your confidence and with your daily thoughts. Because the more that we work with you and the more that you are trying to achieve certain goals and grow your business, if you're doubting what you're doing, your audience is going to know that you're doubting what you're doing. But if you are learning and you're craving and you're dreaming and you're trying and you're setting goals and you are doing your best and your confidence is growing, you're going to be attracting people who want change, attracting people who have a craving for increasing their confidence or who have high confidence, or they will see the value in the business and the value in the product. And so it all goes hand in hand. So I had some tasks for us to do today. I'm only going to do about 30 minutes worth, but several of these were for people who have been a little bit more seasoned. And so I'm just going to skip over it a little bit. We're not going to work on it, but I'm just going to announce it. You would check your credit card declines, and you would follow up with your current loyal customers from 2 weeks ago. I keep a steps to success for the month. The steps to success can be found in your website under documents. It can also be found in the files in our team page. But the steps to success show that we sign 4 customers and 3 distributors each month. And that's your goal. And guess what? Some months we're going to do more than that. Some months we're going to meet that, and some months we won't quite. But as long as we are being consistent with sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, you are going to average out and you're going to do great. So we will just skip over the checking for credit card declines and following on loyal customers. But now this is where I'm going to ask for you guys to follow along if you can. It is good to increase our audience. And I would say start with 10 people each day. I wouldn't add very many on Facebook, because if you do a mass ad on Facebook, then Facebook's like, we think you're trying to grow your business, and this is more of a networking relationship type of atmosphere. So you want to do it slowly. And because Brittany's friends with me, Barbie's now friends with me, Erin and Lauren, it's going to say suggested friends on Facebook. Don't add there. You're going to want to say, oh, it's suggesting we're friends. Yeah, because now it sees that all of us are friends. It's now going to suggest my friends and Brittany's friends and Erin's friends. And all of a sudden, we're all adding each other's friends, and that's a no-no. Okay? We don't want Brittany to start adding Erin's friends, because that's her market. And we don't want Erin adding Barbie's friends. That's Barbie's market. We want to help you grow your business, but we don't want to start like adding a bunch of people. So what I suggest that you do, and I'm going to do another screen share, is once a day, go into your Facebook, go into your profile, it's like, how do I even do this? Okay, so I'm going to go into my profile. I'm going to click on my own friends. And I like to start with either family or high school friends or old coworkers. So I'm going to pick, let's see. Let me just look through here. I'm going to pick my friend Emily because she and I have been friends for 30 years or more. And now I'm going to go into her friends. And it says we have 64 mutual, but I'm going to see all of these says I'm already friends. But I'm going to go to the bottom. Oh, I need to talk to Brenda. See that? Okay, so down here it says add friends. 3 mutual friends, 4 mutual friends. This one says 44. So I would say, I wonder why I have 44. So I click on it. All of these people are from high school. So I could say add Angie, add. I know this is her relative, so I probably shouldn't. Oh, she's also friends with my relative. There we go. Okay. I don't add guys. That's just something I don't do. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to add 10 people. I add 10 people as friends. Okay. You can do that through, so I could go through my sisters. I have a lot of sisters. I have a lot of high school friends. So you can go that way and start diving into adding additional people on Facebook. But again, I only do about 10 at a time because you don't want to be in Facebook jail. Okay. So comment or unmute. Let me know if you guys understand that. Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Or if I need to go over it again, that's fine. Brittany, does that make sense? Good. Barbie? Good. Lauren says yes. Erin, I'm sure you understand loud and clear. Okay. So when you're adding new people on Facebook, they're not all going to add you back. That's fine. But make sure that you are not all sales on your Facebook because they're not going to want to add you back. You want your Facebook to be about you and very, when I say attractive, it's like you've got to offer your audience something that they want, but they're gaining, not just it works, but something else. So you're going to have, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. We're going to go till 33 after, and I want you to add 10 people on Facebook. If you're not able to because you're on your phone, just let me know. But if you guys have to do this later, just maybe write that down, say add 10 people on Facebook, and then we'll move on.
Hey, Colette, can I say something really quick?
Of course. Oh, I didn't know if that hand was raised for you understand or if you had a question.
Oh, sorry, that is confusing. I was going to say, because I've had a lot of like crazy amount of people friending me on Facebook lately, but people will sometimes, like the ones in the past that I've messaged, sorry, my kids are screaming. Anyway, the ones I've messaged before, they'd be like, hey, do I know you? And I would write back and just say, hey, no, I've made it a goal this year to kind of get out of my shell and meet new people. And you look awesome. And so that's why I sent you a friend request. And usually they respond positive to that. And you don't look like such a creeper.
And there's several ways to get around that. You can, so that's why I like to go through mutual friends. And sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I see that we have a mutual friend with Emily and I just love her to pieces. I hear people talk about having a negative Facebook newsfeed, and I'm just wanting my newsfeed to be full of positivity, or I see that you like running and I love running, and I'm just trying to find I'm trying to make my Facebook something that's appealing to me, and you look like we'd have something in common. Or, but you have to be genuine. You cannot be lying to them. That's not what we're about. This is really about adding people that you feel like, okay, they can add value to me, or I do see that we have a lot of friends in common. I kind of have a higher standard of who I'm adding on my Facebook. So, you can set that standard for yourself. But my Facebook, whenever there's like drama on Facebook and people are like, oh my gosh, everyone's so negative, I'm like, not on mine. I never see negativity. My friends are awesome on Facebook. So I'll let you just kind of screen that for however you want to, but you don't have to let it be awkward. You can just really say something sincere and genuine, like I had addressed before. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to show you how I find everyone that you're friends with and how I kind of come in contact with them and send them messages. So I call it the letter of the day, or the alphabet. So if you hear me say, okay, we're going to work on an alphabet, then what I do is I go into my Facebook, and I have a lot of friends. Let's see, let me move this bar. I think I have like 3,000 friends, and there's no way I see all 3,000 on my newsfeed. I'm going to see just the same 10 people over and over and over again, unless I'm engaging with other people. And so that's what this is about, is clicking on your friends. And now we're going to, someone pick a letter, any random letter of the alphabet.
C.
C. Okay. So because if I go into search, if I type in C, it's going to come up with everyone's name that has a letter C in it. So now I'm going to be a little bit more specific. I'm going to do all the C's, and I'm going to have a page in my hundreds list that I am going to take out. And so on my hundreds list, can you guys see this paper as well as the screen share? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So at the top, I would write C's, and I would start listing the names. And so I'm going to do CA, and I'm going to go through every CA person here that is not a distributor. And I'm going to write their name down on my paper, because guess what? I don't talk to her. I don't talk to her. I don't talk to her. I just saw her post today. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to her in 6 months. Haven't talked to her. This is my cousin. Haven't talked to her in a while. And so that's just the CAs. So that I'm writing down their name. And then I'm going to go through, I'm going to write everyone down who's not a distributor. I'm going to do CB. There's probably not any CBs. Nope. CC. Oh, I was thinking of her the other day. Okay. And then CD. So I'm doing the alphabet with the C's. CE. CF. CG. Even if it sounds silly, you guys, I still just out of habit just go through it. CI. Okay. So give me a thumbs up or in the chat that makes sense. My computer's overheating. So I start writing down everyone in that alphabet and their names who is not a distributor. And it starts seriously jogging your brain, your memory. You're like, oh my gosh. So I write their names down, and then, so I spend about 10 minutes writing down the alphabet of the C's. And then so I'm like, okay, now I'm going to engage with 20 people. If you try to engage with 20 people, it's about 20 minutes. So I would then go down my list of C's and pull up one and go and look on their Facebook and say, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in forever. I feel so bad. You could send a private message. You can go like a couple photos. You can go comment on a few photos. But I want you to find something that you have a connection with. Or if there's nothing on there, you can just say, oh my gosh, I came across your name. How are you doing? Are you enjoying your summer? How are things going? And just connect. Now, as you go through everybody, there's going to be a few that just really stand out to you. And you're like, I just love her. She's always so positive. She's an amazing mom. She's so good with her kids. Or she's at this job and she just excels. She is a hard worker. I want her on my team. Keep track of her. That's where I put them on. So I take it from a hundreds list and I narrow it down to a 20s list. My 20s list is my dream team. The people who make me a better person, who inspire me to work harder. I want to be a good example for them, or I can learn something from them. So you don't have to do that as far as breaking it down. Maybe your hundreds list, you just put notes next to each one. I just like to keep the people who I'm really keeping track of on a separate page. So I've got a 9-year-old that's distracting me. Okay. So we added 10 new people on Facebook. We then go to your alphabet and write down all the C's. And then we spend 20 minutes engaging with 20. And if any of them stand out, put them on your 20s list, or put a star, or highlight, or whatever keeps you organized. And then connect. If you can engage is connect and like and comment and send messages to 20 new people each day, your news feed, they're going to see your posts and they're going to see your lives and they're going to say, I wonder what Brittany's doing. Oh my gosh, she got married. That is so cool. Like, they're going to start seeing things. But think about it. If you went through an alphabet letter once a day for the entire month, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. There's 30 days in a month. You could literally go through a letter a day, find 20 new people to talk to, and you would have so much engagement and activity on your page. And then just repeat the next month. Just repeat. So the last thing that I want to talk about is create a 6 list. A 6 list to you is 6 things that you have to accomplish for your business every single day. To me, that would be adding 10 people, engaging, and because many of you are new, starting right out the gate and saying, hey, join my team, hey, try a product. Sometimes that's a little awkward because maybe you haven't been talking to the people right away. And so you don't want to be doing it without having some messaging and without having some history. And so sometimes that takes a little, 3 to 5 days of talking and talking for you to get to know them a little bit. But that 6 list should include messaging and personal development. Okay. Some of this can take 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night. Maybe you just have 1 hour a day and you're like, okay, I've got 1 hour. Then just focus. Don't scroll. Don't do anything else, but just focus on your 6 list. Add 10. Okay, now I'm going to do an alphabet. Okay, now I'm going to engage, and now I'm going to do personal development. I actually like personal development first because it pumps me up and then it carries me through. Okay, any questions, you guys? The other thing, another person that you might want to look up on YouTube is Nicole Scuderi. Ashley Hughes. Oh my gosh. Ashley Sinclair. Sarah Rankin. Susan Wade. Any of those are great for training. And I do it too. Like I'm constantly just searching, looking, and we can't grow by staying the same. We've got to constantly be growing. Erin, do you have any comments?
I think you touched everything that I was going to say. The one thing I was going to say is one thing that I noticed that I don't do is when you always tell us to kind of plan your week ahead, on Sundays. I know that kind of goes into a little more depth of what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
But just organizing your week and even organizing your day, like what you want to focus on during your power hour helps so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, otherwise you're kind of like all over the place. So every day for me is different. Like yesterday we went to the zoo. So I knew I was going to be leaving at 3:30. So I had to put in at least a minimum of an hour before I left. Hey, if I get that done, the rest of the day is free game. Today I knew that my day was wide open. So I was kind of going to be working most of the day. Tomorrow, going to be at my mother-in-law's house. And so every day is going to be different, but generally what your schedule is. So plan it ahead, fit the it works into your schedule. And that way, most likely you're going to be finding time for it instead of having time fill up on its own. Okay, so because I've recorded this, you can share this with your team. You can go back and watch it and use it as a template for your work session. But if you also go into our team page, you can search power hours. I have several recordings already done of power hours that you can just follow along. Or I also have templates, an actual like graphic that says, do this for 5 minutes, do this for 10 minutes, do this for 20 minutes. And you can follow those along. It's one is for Facebook, one's for Instagram, and one's a combo of both. So you guys, thanks for hopping on. I love keeping these somewhat short so that you guys aren't spending all night and we keep your attention, but you guys are amazing. Lauren, thank you for hopping on. I really appreciate it. Barbie and Brittany, girls, I'm so excited to be working with you guys again. And Erin, seriously, watch her, follow her. She has amazing posts and she has amazing heart and grit and determination. Lauren, you are so fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch you, just all of you guys grow and promote and grow with the business. So stay tuned for this weekend. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what they announce. It's going to be awesome for your business, awesome for your customers. And